Everyone, today I want to talk about how to begin to get sales as an immigrant in a new country. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cake artist. Even if you're not a cake artist, this may apply for almost any kind of business. I have tried this, it worked for me, and I think it can work for anybody. So Google My Business is an option on your Google Map. What you need to go do is to go to Google Map on your phone, go to the settings option and add a business profile. It's just the way you set up your Facebook, your Instagram account. You set up your address, you put your phone number, you put some of the pictures of your works, you put the services you render, the hours that you're opened. If you're an indoor, a home baker, you can mention it there that you're not a walk-in store, so they don't have to walk in. Just tell them everything about your business in a summary. Put pictures of your work. If you have Instagram page, there's a way you can link. On your Google Map, there's a page you will see an option of website. I don't have a website. I just linked my Instagram account. So when they click the link, it takes them to my Instagram page where they see some of my works and they'll likely be impressed to order cakes from me. So you just position yourself strategically and intentionally. Use keywords. In your stories, there's a part where you write like a description about what you do. Make sure you use keywords like I make wedding cakes. So if they are searching wedding cake, they'll see you. Or you make birthday cakes, you make cupcakes, you make cake pops, you make anything you make, just mention them so that if people are searching, you have to utilize keyword. You have to optimize the right keywords. So the keywords for my own business is cake, wedding cake, training, whatever I do, I can just mention it in my description. Immediately I came to Canada, I had a cousin here. I made a cake for her for free. It was her son's birthday. And from there, she began to tell her friend about me. But from that route of referral and family and friends, I've not gotten more than maybe 4 or 5 cakes. And like I posted, this is my 11th month in Canada and I'm already on my 67th order. 70% of the 67 orders are total strangers that are not Nigerians, that are not from my country, that don't know me and they trust me with their order. How do they find me? They just go on Google. Have you thought about the fact that when you need anything as a new person in Canada, the first thing you do is to just search salon near me, churches near me. That's what we do. We just search churches near me, salon near me. And that's the same way a lot of people are in Canada as immigrants. We are many, it's not just you. So many people in Canada are also clueless as to where to get things that they need. So they also apply the same method. They also employ the same strategy of just searching cake artists near me, wedding cakes near me, cupcakes near me. So if you have positioned yourself very well, when they search those things around you, you'll pop up. Google will suggest you to them. So if you have used the right keywords, like I mentioned, which is cake, the key things that you do, if you mention it in your description, Google is going to suggest you to people around you. So the idea is people in my own street, for instance, if they need a cake for their birthday, they just search on their phone, cakes near me. Because I am near them, Google will suggest me to them. Nobody wants to go distances to go get cake. So they rather come to me because I am closer to them. Then from there, you can begin to now build the referral routes. But so far, I think I've explored more on this Google. I've gotten more customer from Google. A few people that have ordered for me from Google, I also begin to tell their friends about me. But that's like the second stage. So after a while, you can even decide to take yourself off Google after you have built a good network of customer base, that have found you through Google. I hope to someday remove myself from Google because I think I'm not attracting exactly the kind of customer I want to attract. That's the kind of cake I want to do. That's the kind of cake artist I want myself to be seen as. I really want to be a wedding cake artist. But because I'm new here, I can't just start with wedding cake like that. Nobody would trust you with that. So it's better for you to start, for me, to start with birthday cakes, regular cakes. People begin to know me. Then they begin to ask you, oh, do you do wedding cakes? So you show them your works. But because they have tried your small cakes, your regular cakes, they will want to trust you. If you have handled them professionally, then they can begin to trust you with their bigger cakes. So Google is not a place I think I want to, because you will get a lot of traffic. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I've shared on some of my previous posts some of the things I had to do. A very popular thing with people that come through Google is they want emergency cake. They want a cake tomorrow. They want a cake next tomorrow. And if you're a starter, you may not be able to handle. If you're new, you may not be able to handle emergency order. Some of the things I had to do was to, when I saw that after putting my business on Google, I was getting more calls from people that want cake like now and right now. So I had to start baking cakes and just putting in the fridge. I make my buttercream and put in the fridge. So when they call me, I tell them, can you just give me 40 minutes? I just store my cake and do something simple for them. But if it's like sometimes it's not all the time that they're emergency. A few times there are cakes that are like, oh, next week. Do you understand? So you can also edit your profile to tell them the number of days that you need for notice. But whether or not you put that, I've noticed that you get a lot of emergency order from Google because people actually type that cakes near me at the point they need that item. Is at the point they need the cake that they search. So they may be needing the cake like in the next 20 minutes and they're like they want to just walk in and pick the cake sometimes. But a few of them actually want the cake on a future date and you have a mix of that. So by the time it begins to grow, you can now say, oh, sorry, we need 3 days notice, which would have put on your page also that, oh, my cakes, I need at least 3 days notice to work on your cake. Now, let me also talk about your product. If you're trying to attract this kind of people, your level of professionalism has to be top notch. You don't want to treat some of us are coming from a place like Nigeria where things are not so strict, we're not so professional, no need to give customer receipts, no need to, be professional. Like you can do things a little bit of it anyhow. But here you are dealing with total strangers that have probably lived in developed countries and done business with different kind of people. So they have expectations. So it's not like you have to be all, everything on point. I don't print receipt myself yet, but I just try to be as professional as possible because these are total strangers. There's no familiarity anywhere. So I want to say that you want to be professional for your product. You want to be on top of your game. If you're making cake for people that are not from your country, how are you even sure they will like it? So I try to put my best into my products, my packaging, the way I talk to them and chat with them. You want to tell them about your, what's it called now? Your standards. I've forgotten the right word now. Your policies. Oh, you have to pay her and just be as professional as possible. And in this our business, one thing I've realized also is that cake business is a self-marketing. Like it can market itself. If your cake tastes nice and one person orders cake from you, you know that that particular event, at least 3 or 4 or 10 people will be at the event. So there's no how your cake will leave an impression with them and they will not ask, oh, who made this cake? So I began to get a lot of people call me, oh, I ate your cake somewhere and I want to order also. But it didn't start like that. They wouldn't have eaten my cake somewhere if Google has not helped me reach customers. So the first point for me that has worked and continues to work is Google. Like I particularly have to ask people that please, who I got an order recently and it was like a lot of cake. I made the cake, I made the cake pops, I made the cupcakes, and I'm like, she paid immediately. She even paid like a month before. And that feels like if somebody has recommended me to her because I was like, if not, she wouldn't trust me and just pay like that. So I had to ask her when she picked up her cake that please, who recommended you? And said it's Google. So people trust easily here. And that's because if you mess up, they will also drag you. There's a way they can call you out, they can easily, pick up on you. So the risk is not as much. It's hard for you to really, the worst you can do is not to deliver in terms of quality, but you can't really dupe people. They will actually track you and trace you. So people find it easy to trust. So I was asking the customer, please, who recommended me? And she was like, nobody recommended you. I just searched on Google Cupcakes and it brought you. And because I was close to her, like I said, it's always people want people that are very close to them. So it works. It works. I always say that when you come into Canada, the first thing you should do is to work on your recipe. Sometimes you don't want to begin to attract customer and now realize that you're having challenges with your cake. And you don't want to think because you're a pro back home, your cake comes out excellent to come out excellent here. No, that's very, very wrong. Sometimes you have to change not sometimes, every time, because you're new here, you have to change most of your products, and your products may not combine the way they were combining in Nigeria or your home country. So you want to try. I spend time working on my recipes again. I'm not a recipe person. I'm more of a cake decorator. I don't enjoy baking, but I had to do it. I had to, check, change, try different margarines, try different butter, try different things, check for new recipes online, test them, and be sure that I'm confident in what I'm putting out. So there's a measure of confidence that comes for me from, oh, if anybody eats this cake, they will love it. And I try to mix different flavor also. So you hardly buy a cake from me, which is not popular for, it's not really popular around. And people don't really mix the way we mix cakes in Nigeria, where you have a single cake as red velvet, vanilla, chocolate. Here you have more of, if you're buying vanilla, you're buying vanilla, except you're buying 2-tier cake. So the upper tier can be a flavor and the down tier can be a flavor. But I mix at least two, three flavors in it in a cake for customers, so that at least even if they're not thrilled with one flavor, they will likely be thrilled with the other flavor. I don't do a lot of cakes. I do just vanilla, red velvet, chocolate, I think strawberry. So I make sure those recipes are on point. Those cake taste amazing, and my customer would likely like it. Um, you need to be good. This is like an international standard. You don't want to be doing what I ordered versus what I got. So if you're telling a customer you can do something, you should be able to do as close as possible. If you can't do it, you want to be as sincere as possible. Just find something to say to send the customer. You will just openly say that no, I don't do fondant cakes. I don't do hearts on cake. I just do basic cakes. So you don't want to, mess it up. When I first put my business on Google, I was getting emergency order also. Like somebody would just call me, I'm in front of your shop. Can I pick up? Can I see the cakes you have? I'm like, no, I'm not a walking store. I need notice. And I make them feel like, okay, I have regular cakes. Some of them want regular cake, and there are stores that do that. But you are probably a custom cake artist. But even at that, I still find a way to accommodate them because I realize that I need them to kickstart my business. So what I tell them is, oh, can you give me 1 hour? I can make something ready for you. Do you understand? But among those people that call me from Google, a good percentage of them are still like, they are not immediately, they are like tomorrow. Some of them are even like, some people read and some people don't read. So when I put my business on Google, I actually put that I need 3 days notice, but I also said that I have ready to go, which can be ready within an hour. So I was clear. But some people don't read as clear as that. So people still call you or they want to try their luck. They call you at the instance that they need the cake. So for those category of people that still call me, which they are not so much right now. When I started, there were a lot of them like that. So when I saw that I was getting a lot of people that wanted emergency cake, I had to go and edit that part. So it reduced drastically. And when those few still call, I tell them, okay, I always have cake in my fridge. I have realized that I can bake my cake and freeze them, and they taste as fresh as though I just baked them. So I've tested that. Please test that. It's not like it has to work for everybody. Test that and be sure that your recipe can stand in the freezer for 1 to 2 weeks without anything changing. I have to do you have to put in the work. So when those people call me, I explain to them that, okay, I don't do this, but if you want me to make something ready for you, I can. I can make it ready within an hour, and I can. Within an hour, I can do a regular cake. No, just to write happy birthday, nothing serious, just basic cake. And some of them are like, okay, we'll call back, we'll come back, we'll wait. Some of them are able to wait. And what I do with these people is I use them to build credibility. I use them to build my review. Review is what sells you here. Now, when I first opened my Google My Business, I had to send my review link to some of my family and friends who have tried my cake before, that please just say something nice about my cake under the review. So that, because when people want to use your service here and they find you through Google, there is a credibility attached to review section. So what they will do is they will check the reviews. What are people that have used the service saying? And people are very honest and brutal and blunt with reviews here. So if your cake is bad, they will tell you on review. You can't take it out. It's going to be there. You can't remove a bad review. So people would search you. When they find you, they will check the reviews you have. If your reviews are impressive, they will trust you and order from you. So I used the first set of customers I was getting via Google, even though they were ordering the kind of cakes that were not really my kind of cakes. I still did them, but I ensure that I encourage them to, please, if you like my cake, can you drop a kind word? Can you drop a review for me? The more nice review you get, the more Google will be suggesting you to new searchers, and the more people will trust you to order from you. So it's more like I'm at the phase where I'm not so much about the profits. I'm not so much about the convenience. I am just trying to get my reviews built. So at least in the last 10 months, I have a good number of reviews that are kind, that are lovely. I don't have any bad review yet, and I don't pray to have any. So I have a good number of good review, and it has also increased my potential. It has also increased my visibility. So I get more calls now because my reviews are high, and people also trust. So strangers, person that trusted me with all her birthday packages, the cake, the cupcakes, the cake pops. But because she must have checked the reviews and see that, oh, people are saying nice things. And they know that I'm also working from the house. If anything happens, they can come to my house to carry me. Do you understand? So it's easier for them to transact with you when you have good reviews. So you may have to, at the beginning when you're starting, you may have to allow people that have used your service, even if it's from back in Nigeria, people that have used your service in the past, send them that link. It's on Google. You have to research yourself on how to set. It's not so difficult anyway. Just go to Google Map. You see how to set up your Google business on Google Map. So you can even call on some of your family and friends, your sisters, your old customer. Please, can you just say something nice that you are something genuinely nice about my cakes on this review link? So when they click the link, it takes them there and they put it there. So it's going to help you. I didn't want to come here and be doing cake for only Nigerians because all my life that's what I've done. I feel good knowing that the quality of my cake can sell to people from other tribes, people from other countries. It feels really nice because I was in doubt, like, what if, because I've tasted cakes here in Canada that I don't really feel them. Not because they're not nice, but because maybe my tongue is different and I'm like, oh, this cake doesn't taste really, really nice, like the way they hype it or the way I expected it to. So seeing Indians, seeing Canadians, seeing Filipino people, seeing all kind of people ordering cake from me continuously gave me that, that pride, that confidence that yes, my cake tastes good enough to sell in this environment. So there is this thing that may be occurring if you want to just be making cake for your country people, for your sisters, for your tribe. There may be see finish. That's what we call it in Nigeria. Like people get to not really respect you or want to not respect your policies because over there we are not so some of us are not so strict on policies. But here people respect your policy. If you tell them 50% upfront, 70% upfront is your policy. There are mistakes that we have made with our business back home that we don't have to make here again because we now know that, okay, I know what it felt like to have made this mistake before. So now I'm not joking about my policies. So I'm getting it straight. I think one advantage of starting all over in a new country is that you can set things right from the very beginning based on the experiences that you have had before. So it's been working for me. Google My Business is my number one marketing tool. Some people can even sponsor hard on Google My Business. I've not even had to sponsor hard, and I'm already getting this amount of traffic that I'm getting. So it tells you how much it works. Let me just add these other two tips. On Instagram for now, because I already built my Instagram from Nigeria. My followers are mostly Nigerians and they're probably not within reach. They can't order cake for me right now because they are far, except they have loved ones here or they also relocate here. So I get a few I wasn't getting customers via Instagram until I started doing this. I'm going to quickly share this with you. If you have popular Instagram influencers, so I go and look for influencers, content creators on Instagram that have my customers in their audience, that have Nigerians. If I want to attract Nigerian customer in that case, I try and look for influencers that have Nigerian audience. Then I comment intelligently under their post. When I say intelligently, I comment intelligently under their post. And they kind of, when they see my comments and they can relate to what I commented, they are likely to check my page up. And of course, my page is already looking enticing. I've put the best of my pictures on the top feeds. So when they come to my page because of the intelligent comment they see me make, and my name is also catchy. I use Cake Station Canada. So when you see that name, you know that I'm into cakes already. And when you see that name, if you have a birthday coming, you may want to just check my page out. Let me even check this Cake Station Canada. She looks like she has sense. That kind of a thing. So I see people follow me just because they see my content on such pages. I also follow a few Canadian accounts because I also want to attract. So if you know event planners in Canada, you can also follow them and make intelligent comments under their posts so that people that follow them can see you and peradventure they need your service, they can engage you. So you understand. Lastly, family and friends still refer me, but it's really low. My name is going to also pick up. That's a longer route, but it also works. If you have people that have tasted your cake back home in Nigeria and they happen to have loved ones here, they will always tell their loved ones, oh, I have this person, he bakes for me in Nigeria. So I have a few other that come from there. And good thing about such other is that those ones, it's easy for you to get more order from such people, because when you make a cake for a Nigerian, somebody from your country, most likely there'll be other Nigerians around that person at the time of the event that will also taste your cake or like your work and ask, "Oh, who made your cake?" So I also see people generously, they're referring because they had a pleasant experience with me. So I think this should help you. If you have questions, please ask me in comment section. To set up your Google My Business, I don't want to go into the details. I wish I can show you, but sincerely, it's not hard. If you have set up Instagram account for your business, if you have set up Instagram, Facebook account for your business, it's just something similar. Just something similar. Enter all your details. Make sure you put your address, and make sure that you put the right keywords when you're when you're describing what you do, and make sure that you use the right keywords. If you don't use the right keywords, just make sure you use the right keywords. My name is Fumi, and I run Cake Station Canada. I share the story of how I'm settling in a new country as a cake artist on Diary of a Niger Cakeist on Instagram, and also on YouTube here. My handle is Diary of a Nigerian Cakeist. So let me know if you have other concerns, other things you really want to know. Please feel free to ask me on either of my social media accounts. I like to create content based on your needs. I like to create content based on the things my viewers, my followers really want me to do. All right, so we see some other time. Bye bye.